In December 1995, the Cedar Ridge community purchased our 63-acre property. The price was relatively low due to the many constraints on how the land could be used and the legal requirement to maintain the multiple historic buildings on site. Nevertheless, this was a huge commitment by the community that necessitated abundant generosity. Bill and Shobha remember that time over 20 years ago.
By the mid-90s, we had been a church for almost 15 years, and for most of that time we were setting up and taking down, all of that time really, setting up and taking down every Sunday. And as we got larger, the logistics of that became trickier. So we had a big box truck that we loaded to the top every week, and a very dedicated bunch of people unloaded and loaded that thing at wherever we were, and we were at several locations over this period of time. So after doing that for a long time, we had been for a long time then, for some years, working towards purchasing property, trying to find a place to be in one place. And there was other advantages. We wanted to sink our roots into a community. We wanted to quit moving around, and we had strategically chosen to be in the Burtonsville area.
It wasn't like they were just going to buy the property and we're going to build one structure and just call that place home. The building that we now use as the main building, the sanctuary, was phase one. Right? Phase one was going to be 400-seat sanctuary with small rooms around the side of it. And once we continue to grow, because I think in the 90s, Cedar Ridge wanted to continue to grow numerically, that was going to be like the small building. And phase two would be further back on the property and maybe a 2,000 or 3,000 seat stadium.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, though. Yeah.
The process of raising the money for the campaign was a process of us all realizing how much we valued this community and how much we valued our mission and how much we felt that we'd been given a calling to do something really unique and special in the world, but especially in the Washington, D.C. area. And you put all those things together, and a whole lot of us just realized, wow, we really, really care. And we're not only willing to, we're excited about making major financial commitments. I never made as big a financial commitment to anything as my wife Grace and I made in that campaign. And I remember when we announced what our commitment was going to be, I just cried. It was so emotional. And still to this day, when I think about projects I've been involved with in my life, that process of pooling our generosity in this audacious and bold and creative plan, it's one of the most meaningful projects I've ever been involved with.